When China constructed the Three Gorges Dam in one of the most seismically active regions on Earth, it was celebrated as a marvel of modern engineering, a symbol of China's determination to harness the raw power of water and revolutionize renewable energy. It was a bold promise to tame nature and provide a sustainable energy source for millions. When it was completed, it was hailed as the grandest project the Chinese people have undertaken in thousands of years. But now, years after its completion, the very structure that was once seen as a triumph is at the center of growing fears. Instead of being the symbol of progress it was meant to be, the Three Gorges Dam is sparking concerns of an impending disaster. Many experts fear that this towering megastructure may be teetering on the brink of disaster, and the devastation it could unleash is beyond comprehension. Join us as we dive deeper into the unfolding drama surrounding China's colossal dam, revealing the environmental chaos it's already stirring and the global consequences that could reshape the future in ways we never imagined. For millennia, Chinese rulers have faced the timeless challenge of taming their mighty rivers, a struggle as ancient as the nation itself. Determined to protect their people from the relentless forces of nature, China has long been a leader in efforts to harness the power of its vast waterways. Over the centuries, this unwavering mission has resulted in the creation of a complex network of dams, levees, canals, and dikes. This brings us to the colossal Three Gorges Dam, the pinnacle of China's bold efforts to master its powerful rivers. While the idea had been brewing for years, it wasn't until 1994 that construction officially commenced, launching one of the most daring engineering projects in China's history. The immense effort that went into constructing the Three Gorges Dam cannot be overstated. Chinese state media have acknowledged that over 100 workers lost their lives during the years of grueling work required to complete the project. Beyond the human cost, the financial toll was equally significant. Official reports estimate the cost at around $24 billion, but critics argue that the true expense could be several times higher. Around 1.3 million people have been displaced by the project. While the plan includes compensation for those forced to leave their homes, offering payments, new housing, and job opportunities, these efforts have been marred by widespread corruption. Many locals have reported that the promised funds and resources never reach the people they're meant to help, fueling frustration and distrust among the displaced communities. By 2008, the colossal dam was complete, rising 185 meters tall and spanning 2,309 meters across. With its 34 generators producing a staggering 22,500 megawatts of power, the Three Gorges Dam now holds the title of the world's largest hydroelectric facility. Beyond its role in generating electricity, the Three Gorges Dam serves a crucial purpose in controlling the mighty Yangtze River. As part of the region's flood control system, the dam regulates water flow into the middle and lower reaches, helping to prevent devastating floods in major cities like Wuhan and Nanjing. However, reality unfolded differently for China than expected. The nation now finds itself contending with relentless rainfall, more devastating floods, and an alarming increase in heat waves, shaping extreme weather into the unsettling new normal. The Yangtze Basin in particular has been hit by the most intense rainfall in nearly 6 decades, causing the river and its countless tributaries to overflow their banks. This massive runoff sparked fears that the Three Gorges Dam could soon be pushed beyond its limits, unable to handle the overwhelming inflow of water it was designed to control. Chinese experts, however, swiftly dismissed these claims from Western media, suggesting they were mere attempts to undermine the project's credibility. They pointed out that the dam was built to withstand once-in-a-millennium water levels of up to 175 meters, with the capacity to manage a flow of 70,000 cubic meters per second. Yet, despite their reassurances, the water had already surged to 164 meters, surpassing the previous high of 163 meters set in 2012. As the water level steadily climbs, nervousness grows. The dam seems to edge closer to a critical point, intensifying fears about its ability to endure the mounting pressure. What would happen in case the Three Gorges Dam would indeed fail? This is a scary but not impossible scenario. If the dam were to fail, the consequences would be catastrophic. A colossal wave of water would surge down the Yangtze, overwhelming several major lakes that act as partial flood control. The sudden release of millions of cubic meters of water from the dam's reservoir would quickly exceed their capacity, triggering a disaster of unimaginable proportions. The human toll would be staggering. Downstream cities with populations between 4.5 and 6 million, like those near the dam, would be devastated. In even larger cities like Nanjing, home to 8.5 million, and Wuhan, with 11 million residents, the loss of life could be unprecedented. The floodwaters would also have a devastating impact on China's food security, wiping out vast areas of cropland and putting even more pressure on the country's already strained food production. This catastrophe would raise urgent questions about China's ability to sustain its population in the face of such a crisis. But the devastation wouldn't stop at China's borders. The global impact would be immense. Supply chains would be severely disrupted, and the ripple effect would hit financial markets worldwide. While China could turn to food imports to make up for the lost crops, this would send shockwaves through global food markets, driving up prices and creating instability far beyond its own shores. Additionally, China would likely need to divert significant foreign currency reserves away from projects like the Belt and Road Initiative to address the crisis. This would, in turn, delay infrastructure improvements in developing countries relying on Chinese-backed projects, further compounding the worldwide effects of such a catastrophe. If you think these looming risks would make China reconsider its bold dam ventures, you'd be mistaken. Undeterred, they're pressing ahead with an even more audacious infrastructure, what many are calling one of the riskiest projects in the world, the Yarlung Tsangpo Megadam. In the heart of Tibet, a breathtaking natural spectacle unfolds. The Yarlung Tsangpo River makes a dramatic U-turn around one of the Himalayas' tallest peaks, its powerful waters surging toward India and Bangladesh. Along the way, it sculpts the Yarlung Tsangpo Grand Canyon, the deepest and longest gorge on Earth. To put it into perspective, this canyon stretches 50 kilometers longer than the Grand Canyon in the US and plunges 3 times deeper. It's this extraordinary natural landscape that has led China to believe it's the perfect location for constructing the world's most powerful hydroelectric dam. China soon unveiled its ambitious plan to construct this colossal dam, marking it as one of the most challenging, perilous, and costly engineering feats ever attempted. This project aims to reshape the future of energy in this part of the world. This dam could produce as much as 3 times the hydroelectric power of the current largest dam, which is the Three Gorges. While the project's goal of boosting China's green energy capacity is admirable, it's also highly controversial. The potential geopolitical tensions and environmental consequences surrounding this massive dam cast a shadow over its ambitious vision for a greener future. To start, the proposed dam site is incredibly remote, with no access to major roads. The area lacks the necessary systems to manage a large-scale operation, and the infrastructure needed to transport the vast amounts of energy the dam would generate simply doesn't exist yet. Adding to the challenge, the proposed dam rests atop the Indo-Tsangpo Suture Zone, a highly unstable section of the Himalayas, where the tectonic plates of India and Eurasia collide. This seismically active fault line is notorious for frequent shifts and tremors, making the location inherently dangerous. Not only that, its geopolitical implications cannot be underestimated as well. Spanning an impressive 2.5 million square kilometers, the Tibetan Plateau shares its borders with several nations. The freshwater runoff from its melting glaciers and mountain springs cascades down through the vast Himalayan watershed, providing life-sustaining water to an estimated 1.8 billion people across countries like China, India, and Bhutan. The site of the proposed dam lies dangerously close to the contested border between China and India, a region known as the Line of Actual Control. This volatile area has long been a hotspot for tension between the two nuclear-armed nations, with clashes dating back to the 1960s. With the proposed Megadam located a mere 30 kilometers from the Indian border, there are growing fears that China could leverage it as a political tool, turning this engineering feat into a powerful instrument of geopolitical influence. No matter the true intentions behind the project, Many experts caution that its impact on the lives of those living downstream will be significant. By trapping sediments that would naturally flow along the river, it could trigger a chain reaction, shifting fish populations and lowering agricultural yields. These ecological changes put at risk the livelihoods of downstream communities, whose very survival is intricately tied to the river's natural rhythms. Ultimately, the impact of this project will extend far beyond China's borders, marking a defining moment in both the history of hydropower and global geopolitics. The real question lingers: will it become a powerful strategic weapon, or will it stand as a symbol of China's commitment to cutting its carbon footprint? If you're interested to know more about the rich history of other countries, be sure to watch our next video. Hope you like our story. Catch you in the next one.